Michigan State loses in extra innings to Nebraska 5-4. This was a game that I thought MSU was going to honestly win, to be completely honest with you, just because of all the momentum Michigan State had going into extra innings. Obviously, a big 3-run home run to tie the game by Isaac Sturgess was a huge part of that momentum, but it really took that for Michigan State to even have a chance, right? Michigan State offensively, that bats I thought has been a little bit better for baseball. I do think you obviously have to mention Kamari Thomas. I thought he was really good in this game. A lot of singles, 3 hits on 4 appearances, but you really like seeing that from your center fielder. For the most part, he's been really good ever since he's been playing quite a bit. I definitely like seeing that. There's obviously 10 hits in this one as well, which is an improvement for Michigan State. A couple of those hits came from Ryan McKay, Randy Seymour, a big single from him early on to tie the game. But not only that, but Michigan State starting pitching continues to be pretty good overall. And you have to mention, obviously, starting pitcher in Aiden Donovan. 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 5 strikeouts, no walks. That's a good overall performance. That's a guy that you throw out on a Friday, and he's your Friday guy, and you fully expect if you're going to get 6 innings, 2 earned runs, that you're going to be right in that game. And Michigan State was in the game for the most part throughout this one. Obviously, took a big 9th inning, but at the end of the day, you got your starting pitching that you needed. And then from him, you got Nolan Higgins, end up 1 earned run, 2 innings, and then obviously JD Greeley end up coming in for a little bit of the ninth, and then obviously the bottom of the 10th, where you have to give full credit, right? Nebraska was able to get a walk-off home run from Case Sanderson to right field, which truly seemed like if you watch the game, the ball was flying out to right field. So it was one of those situations where if you could at least hit the ball to the right side of the field, there was a real possibility of that ball getting out, and that's exactly what happened in this one. So definitely a difficult loss for Michigan State. I thought Michigan State continues to fight. I think that's one of the things that really at this point, if you're a Michigan State fan or watching this Michigan State team or just a player in general, they're 3-9 on the season. It's been a really rough start to the season. But I do think that this team grinds. I think the starting pitching has been good enough. I think the bullpen, for the most part, has been good enough. I truly think it's to this point where it's going to be about what can Michigan State do fielding-wise. They had 2 errors in this game. I thought there were some plays that they could have absolutely made in this game that weren't made. You have to talk about Jake Boss basically saying that at the end of this game as well. But this is just one of those situations where Michigan State has kind of struggled winning in close games. I've really struggled to get the bats going, and they absolutely got it going in this one. I thought the play appearances were much better. You really have to also look at just, again, the total amount of strikeouts for Michigan State in this one. Only 6, which is a dramatic improvement from what has been in the past. So I think MSU is starting to play a little bit better. Obviously, when you are this far behind in schedule and just overall, like, record wise, it's going to be obviously difficult to come back, but all you need is a couple games of a win streak, right? Like if you end up obviously winning games 2 and game 3 of the series against Nebraska, that's a little bit of momentum. You'll be 2-1 in the Big Ten play, but it's about winning a game and then trying to go on a little bit of a run. And I think starting pitching has been good enough. I think you have to obviously have Carter Monk going today, and I think his just overall play has been really good, and he's going to give him a chance. And I think that's where MSU needs to go, is you need to be able to get the bats going. You need to be able to figure out a lineup to do that. And if the pitching just stays the way it is, I think this team will be fine going forward. Don't know necessarily record-wise of what they're going to be going forward, but I think it's about winning these close games, trying to win these games against good opponents. And you saw early on against Louisville, they were able to do that. It's about kind of getting back to that point. I think really the bats in general are where things have to improve. And they were a little bit better in this game. Kamari Thomas was a huge part of that. Isaac Sturgess, obviously, the 3-run home run. But if they can start hitting a little bit better, advancing runners on base pass, not getting thrown out on base pass as well. I think that would definitely really help Michigan State going forward. But difficult loss for them. I think they were getting closer to winning some of these games. I think maybe a little bit of a momentum builder from this one, which obviously you don't want to take like moral victories out of this one because you obviously would rather have the victory itself. But in general, we'll see how Michigan State responds. Hopefully, they're able to respond. Hopefully, they win game 2 and game 3, but we'll see what's going forward. Big Ten play is not easy. Michigan State's going to have to be a little bit better with their at bats, but if they can get some of the main guys going, if Kamari Thomas can continue to hit, if Ryan McKay can hit, if Randy Seymour can hit, if Michigan State can get production from their lineup, I think this will be a team that will surprise some people, even though their record isn't necessarily the greatest. But we'll see. Obviously, cheering for them. Hope things go well. But yeah, thanks for tuning into this recap. If you liked it, feel free to like, subscribe, comment as well.